Texas. We were in Dallas with a band called Section 27, and the guitarist in that band was a 21-year-old with a peroxide blonde quiff and a fondness for pink jumpers. And we were in the hotel bar in Dallas, drinking after the gig, you know, thousands of miles from home and not knowing anybody. And there was a redneck on the other side of the bar who was drunk and like took an instant dislike to Stevie, and started picking up peanuts off the bar and throwing them at him and going, "Faggot! Hey, faggot! I'm talking to you, faggot!" And it looked really ugly. But luckily, this bartender, this huge gay bartender the size of a house, waddled down the bar, leaned into this drunk's face and said, "Am I going to have to take your peanuts away from you?" Anyway, after that last song, 2468, made it into the top 10. I then released an EP with a song that the BBC, in all its wisdom, didn't wish to play. They didn't actually. They were coming because they didn't ban it because that would have given us publicity. So they just said, "Well, no, it just isn't suitable for the playlist." And so John Peel was the only person that actually ever played it in those years. And for the next 6 years, Radio 1 didn't play any of my records ever again.
Really?
After that, yeah, because a woman called Doreen Davis was in charge of the playlist at that time.
And now
She
you
decided I was a bad thing. But anyway, I did the song was called "Glad to Be Gay," and I updated it when George Michael and Ron Davis had their little spot of bother in the early '90s. So it's got a new first verse. It goes like this: "The LA police are the best in the world. I don't believe one of these stories I've heard about pretty policemen in leather and jeans, showing their leg through a split in the seams, seeking out superstars, leading them on, then running them in when they start to respond. But back home in Britain, we're equal and free, except when the case is a Labour MP. Sing if you're glad to be gay. Sing if you're happy that way. Hey, sing if you're glad to be gay. Just sing if you're happy that way. The papers in Britain are really the pits, commissioned by bigots and written by shits. They plaster their pages with bingo and tits, then add all the scandal and slander that fits. They pick out their victims, destroying their lives, from Anglican bishops to footballers' wives. If it's paedophile teachers or lesbian nuns, if it's filth and it's fiction, it's there in the sun. Sing if you're glad to be gay. Sing if you're happy that way. Hey, sing if you're glad to be gay. Just sing if you're happy that way. And this is after I had my spot of bother. For 28 years now I've fought for the right for people to love just whoever they like. But the right on and righteous are out for my blood. Now I live with my kids and a woman I love. Well, if gay liberation means freedom for all, a label is no liberation at all. I'm here and I'm queer and I do what I do, and I'm not gonna wear a straight jacket for you. No, I say sing if you're glad to be gay. Just sing if you're happy that way. Hey, sing if you're glad to be gay. So sing if you're happy